Thea Ruth White, the voice of Muriel from Courage the Cowardly Dog, passed away on July 30th at the age of 81 in Cleveland, Ohio. She died at 11:05 a.m. in the morning from an infection at the Cleveland Clinic and had undergone two liver cancer related surgeries in the days leading up to her death. She was the voice of Muriel for the entire four seasons of Courage. She did a great job providing the voice of Muriel, especially when it came to the Scottish accent. She reprised her role again as Muriel in the classic 2006 Cartoon Network racing video game, as well as the first ever Courage Scooby Doo crossover. At least she was able to be a part of the crossover as Muriel before her passing. She met her late husband Andy White while acting in the play Goodbye Charlie. They were married in 1983 until his passing in 2015. So she died 6 years later after her late husband. Her husband was also the man who played drums on the Beatles' Love Me Do. Hey, love me do, you know I love you. I'll always be true. Lionel Wilson, the original voice of Eustace, left Courage after the 33rd episode during the third season, which led him to retirement due to an illness. Lionel Wilson died on April 30th, 2003 in Manhattan, New York at the age of 79, just 5 months after Courage's series finale. Arthur Anderson continued voicing Eustace for the rest of the series. Arthur Anderson also reprised his role as Eustace in the Cartoon Network racing game as well. Arthur Anderson passed away on April 19th, 2016 at the age of 93 in Manhattan, New York. So just like Lionel Wilson, Arthur Anderson also died in the month of April, and he also died in Manhattan, New York, just like Lionel Wilson. In fact, I didn't even know Arthur Anderson passed away until I found out Thea White passed away when I looked up Arthur Anderson. I low-key thought that Arthur Anderson was still alive. So, that means Arthur Anderson was not alive to do the Scooby-Doo Courage crossover. A man by the name of Jeff Bergman provided the voice of Eustace in the Courage Scooby-Doo crossover. Rest in peace to Thea White. Thank you for the memories of our childhood when providing the voice of Muriel. And also rest in peace to the OG, the original voice of Eustace, Lionel Wilson, and also Arthur Anderson. And honestly, I enjoyed Lionel Wilson voicing Eustace over Arthur Anderson. Um, Honestly, I wasn't really feeling Eustace's voice when Arthur Anderson took over. I don't know. I just didn't really care for Eustace's voice. Like I preferred Lionel Wilson's voice as Eustace. It just seemed so right. It just fit Eustace's voice compared to Arthur Anderson's voice of Eustace. But anyways, that's it. See you later.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you, darling. How are you?
Good.
Oh my goodness, you've got for heaven's sake. Oh, Ryan, you've got Courage, you've got Muriel, that's on your shirt, you've got who's on your shirt?
I got all the villains.
Everybody's on your shirt. So you must have written me a letter, right?
Yes, I actually wanted to tell you a story because we did correspond before a few years ago. I was a teenager in high school. I grew up watching Courage. And when I was, instead of doing, sports, or school activities, I used to write letters to those I admired growing up. And you were definitely one of them. And if I can, I want to read the letter that you wrote me. I sent a letter to you, and you sent me back not only a letter, but a T-shirt that said, "Oh my." And I called you like a week or so later and to thank you. And we talked for about like 20 minutes on the phone.
For that.
You do?
I do.
Yes, and you talked about how you had your own dog named Courage, and you did the voice for me. And
oh my.
yes,
Isn't that something?
and
I'll bet you I still have your letter. I'll bet you I still have it somewhere.
No way. Dear Ryan, I was so pleased to get your lovely letter. It was so nice of you to write to me. It's very nice to know that I have a number one fan. I'm so glad you watched the reruns of Courage. You must really like it a lot. Thank you so much for writing to me. Love, Muriel.
For goodness sake. Well, bless your heart. I'm so glad, Ryan. Oh, that is a wonderful story. It's so nice to hear stories from the past of people remembering. How long ago was that, did you say?
I'm 25 now. I was in high school. I might have been like 17. This was probably like 2012, 2013, around that time.